As Reggie drove toward the house, clouds of smoke filled the sky. By the time he got there, the blaze was out of control.
So I see all the smoke, I see all the helicopters out there. I mean, it was like the towering inferno. It was nothing but flames. I'm thinking, oh my God. I mean, what is this?
Hamilton County authorities say the intense blaze that destroyed Pacer guard Reggie Miller's home was no accident. That the fire that brought down the $2 million home on Geist Reservoir was arson caused.
They're saying that's arson, but how do they know that I was not in there? That could be potential murder.
I can watch him standing on, the freshly burnt wood, trying to figure out why would somebody do this.
Is it because I'm black? Is it because of the contract? Is it because, the team's not doing well? What did I ever do? What did I ever do to these people?
And all this contract negotiations are going on, and I'm like, someone's burning down my house. Do I really want to stay here in Indiana?
In the weeks that followed the fire, no arrests were made, leaving Miller plenty of time to ponder the motives behind the crime.
You started to get the copycat letters with people saying I did it. It made me sit back and start to think, is it all worth it? And I really didn't think it was.
Miller told Pacers GM Donnie Walsh that he planned to retire and leave Indiana. But while Reggie was still ruminating on his future, he got a phone call from the Pacers' new head coach, Larry Bird.
He understands what I'm going through. He would respect any decision I decide to do. But he says, but I'm just going to say one thing. This city and myself really need you.
My thing was, I was just telling Reggie that we need to get this franchise back on its feet. He was going through a tough time, but it seems like time heals all wounds.
And this is Larry Legend, one of the greatest athletes of our time, telling me, who hasn't won, we need you here.
Reggie Miller would put his faith in Indiana one more time and lay his reputation on the line against the greatest player of them all.
I knew he was the best, and everyone knew he was the best. But I thought that I could better him.
Right now, Chicago's going for blood. They smell it.
You want to do well, and I'm not doing well.
After an arsonist burned Reggie Miller's home to the ground in the spring of 1997, he planned to leave Indiana and basketball for good. But when the 97-98 season began that fall, Reggie was back in uniform, inspired by the arrival of head coach Larry Bird.
I wanted to be a part of something special. I wanted to be under his tutelage.
Reggie gets to the arenas very early. He works on his shots, same things I did back when I played. But really, we're two different type of players. But when the game was on the line, we both wanted the ball.
With Bird at the helm, the Pacers took off, and Miller took over. He nailed game-winning shots 14 times during the regular season, then led Indiana into another playoff battle against New York.
Miller from way downtown. Milliganko tips out, picks up Mullen, takes it to Jackson. Miller, a wide open three. It's good! It's good! Miller ties it with 5.1 remaining.
A couple seconds left. Everybody and Mama knows Reggie's going to get the ball.
And as the ball was in the air, Reggie was wide open. The entire garden went, oh, no!
Okay, it's time to go home, Spike. It's over.
The Pacers were back in the Eastern Conference Finals, this time with a chance to dethrone the five-time champion Chicago Bulls. And for Reggie, the chance to go head-to-head with Michael Jordan.
This is what I've always been waiting for, to go against Michael. This is what I've always wanted.
more than a decade, Miller had been squaring off against Jordan on the court, sometimes coming up short, but always stepping up to the challenge.
Reggie always went out and competed with him. And you could tell because Michael would get angry at him.
Now Michael Jordan and Reggie Miller having a go at it. And I mean, we got fist throwing. Here come the benches.
Reggie Miller, Michael Jordan, and Larry Bird were the three biggest trash talkers in the history of this game. But they were also three of the best to back it up. I wasn't the best athlete, the fastest, the quickest, jumped the highest. That wasn't me. Do I think I can play with the best of them? Yeah.
But when the 1998 conference finals began, Michael Jordan seized control, leading the Bulls to 2 victories in Chicago.
The other way. Michael spinning, shooting, and hitting.
To make matters worse, Miller sprained an ankle in the third quarter of Game 3.
You're playing, the Chicago Bulls on a national stage.
He was not going to let Michael know that, he wasn't 100% physically.
Playing through the pain, Miller scored 28 points to lead Indiana to victory.
It's Reggie! And it's Indiana!
Then, down by a point with 2 seconds to play at the end of Game 4, Pacers put their hopes on Reggie's shoulders.
The ball to Indiana with 2.9 seconds. Harper's on Miller. McKee gets it into Miller for the win! 4/10 of a second!
I was jumping. I'm like, oh my God, my ankle's hurting, but who cares? I just hit the shot.
One of the greatest clutch performers of his generation.
Revived, the Pacers pushed the series to the limit.
Miller for 3.
Taking a 6-point lead in the fourth quarter of Game 7. But just when it appeared that Indiana might dethrone Chicago and make it to the NBA Finals, the Bulls roared back to win.
Michael to Pippen the trap.
He truly believed that they were going to eliminate the Chicago Bulls. I mean, the shock was that they didn't.
We should have won. We had it. Game 7, we had it, and we blew it.
Miller's frustrations weren't over. The next season, Indiana was beaten in the conference finals yet again, this time by their nemesis, the Knicks.
History has just been made. The New York Knicks are the first 8 seed to ever make the NBA Finals.
Desperate to get his team over the hump, Miller spent the offseason in 1999 working harder than ever before.
He's trying to put a little more weight on. He's lifting weights harder. He almost became obsessed with the fact that he hadn't been able to get over that hill.
But after 9 trips to the playoffs, age and injuries were wearing down Miller and his teammates. When the 2000 playoffs began, the Pacers stumbled and were pushed to the brink of elimination in the first round.
Allen with the shot clock at 2-1, elevates, hits it right there.
If they would have lost in the first round, they would have been, considered just a complete flop.
Rallying his teammates before the decisive Game 5, Miller laid his reputation on the line by donning a Superman t-shirt as he entered the arena.
I said to myself that it was going to take a superhuman effort, and what could really get things riled up than me out there wearing the Man of Steel.
Then, he played like him, scoring 41 points to save the series. Reggie was on a roll. He led the Pacers to victory over Philadelphia in 6 games. Then it was on to New York for the Eastern Conference crown. The one final showdown against the Knicks.